This is a lovely old house as well. Look at that door. Wow. There's no name on it. And this is the oldie Tudor cottage. Look at this one. Located 4 miles from Canterbury, Wickhambreaux dates back to Roman times, when Romans had a connection to the church and the crown. But the village was first mentioned in 948 AD when the Anglo-Saxon king Edred granted land to a religious woman. That thatched roof is amazing. Grand day rising everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am in Wickhambreaux near Canterbury. It's a lovely old village and we're going to take a look at some of the buildings. Dan's just gone to do a tuning, so I'm going to meet him in a little while. Let's take a look around. This one is from 1795 and it's called the Oast House. There's lots of beautiful buildings here. They've all got really sweet names as well. That one's Maltby. Those crosses there are to reinforce the fabric of the building. Inevitably, as properties get really old, and bearing in mind that a lot of old houses were built with no foundations, those help to prevent subsidence. This is known as the street, but as you can see it says Gutter Street. Maybe that was the original name. And look at this lovely old building. Do you see how it bends? This is a lovely old house as well. Look at that door. Wow. There's no name on it. And this is the oldie Tudor cottage. Look at this one. Located 4 miles from Canterbury, Wickhambreaux dates back to Roman times, when Romans had a connection to the church and the crown. But the village was first mentioned in 948 AD when the Anglo-Saxon king Edred granted land to a religious woman. That thatched roof is amazing. There's a school nearby, that's why you can hear kids. This is a sweet row of cottages. This is a rather lovely house. And this looks to be a village bakery. This one's for sale. I think Wickhambreaux is one of those places where properties don't come up for sale very often. I get that vibe. I've been here a few times in the past, but not for a while. And look at this one. Isn't that gorgeous? This big one is called Bell House. We've just seen it from the street. And this is the village green. Isn't that gorgeous? There's a nice bench there to just sit and pass the time of day and contemplate, with the church in the background. Over yonder. And there's the pub. Let's see what's on.
Let me hold the fridge. Oh, and you've got some things are in here.
This one is the old ballroom house. The old ballroom house is an 18th century semi-detached cottage. That's interesting, isn't it? Next to it, Old Willow Farm, covered in vegetation. I suppose at one time it would have been a farm. It looks to be now a very large property. Wonderful. And look at this, isn't that gorgeous? A nice stream. Lovely. So a lovely lady tells me this is the house that the lady of the Black Prince lived in. It's a very old property. And Wickhambreaux, Wick is land, Ham is hamlet, And Brough is named after the Brough family or Brew family. So this is how Wickhambreaux got its name. As you can see, it's mostly a linear village. This is the end of the village and we have open fields. Isn't this marvellous? Everyone's really friendly here. It's such a lovely community. Everybody does a little bit. The lady I was speaking to has been here for 50 years. Most people never leave here, as I mentioned earlier. They have a very good primary school here. Sometimes you will get the odd young family who move out of the village because the house becomes too small for them perhaps, but most people stay here a long time. This is the church, and in here somewhere is the grave of one of the Dambusters. You wouldn't think that a small village like this would have so much history, would you? It's surprising what one finds out, even just by talking to the locals. The local people anyway here, as I've said, are very friendly and are only too happy to talk about the village of which they are very proud. In the church is one of the earliest examples of American stained glass. It's very peaceful. Take a seat over there, look. Open fields over yonder. The inscription's worn away. As you can see, there's an oast house behind this property here. I do like this avenue of trees. Looking towards the old mill and the church, and built in 1713 for the then rector of Wickhambreaux, the old rectory is a fine example of Queen Anne architecture. And this here is the other end of the village. And the way marker shows that this is the way to Grove Ferry, Preston, in Canterbury, not Lancashire, and Thanet, which is the isle where Dan and I currently reside. I'm walking back to the centre of the village, which is the green and the pub. And I'm going to go in the pub. I'm going to meet Dan there shortly, once he's finished his piano tuning. He might have a Diet Coke or something. Well, I have a nice pint of Green King IPA, and I will enjoy this now while I'm waiting for Dan. What did you think of Wickhambreaux? I think it's a lovely little village, very interesting, friendly people, nice vibe, a real English country village vibe. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a like, please share and subscribe, ring the notification bell. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again for something else. Until then, bye for now. Slán.